Hey guys, so part 2 to my 2021 rewind. Okay, let me move you because Sam doesn't want me to film if he wants to take over the bed apparently. And we now feel like we're too close by we're just gonna do it right there even though that's not the greatest. So then, and go watch part 1 first. And actually what happened was that I started Worldwide on April 1st, and actually that day, we actually had a scare. And we had a really bad scare. And because we were in the middle of it was a Thursday class, and we were getting near the end of it, and we were working with Miranda, learning a combo, and there was a scare. And I don't know, truthfully, I don't know if it was a prank or not, because it was April Fool's Day, and someone did mention it as a prank, but then also I don't really know if it was a prank or not. Where basically we were in middle of class, and all of a sudden, and I was focused on the combo and myself and making sure I knew the combo, and all of a sudden, and class stopped for a second, and we hear a sound of a girl, an in-person dancer, essentially it's was in tears or something, and something about how she fell and got hurt or something, and then class paused, and then the teacher's okay, just go sit down for a minute, and but then next thing you know, everyone in the chat or not the chat. So I was is she okay? That situation. And then they're yeah, she's fine. And we moved on. She was fine. I think it was a prank, actually. Truly. Because someone said something about how it was a prank. And she literally after there was no problem, she was fine, situation. And so then, and soon after that, I did Abby's acro class on Friday. Truthfully, at this point, I was a wreck. And I say this because it was my first time seeing Abby since I had became a favorite. And then we go through acro class, things were going good, and then going good for everyone else. Me, I was struggling hard. I didn't even have a handstand, a back pin, nothing. Not even a cartwheel. So then what happened though was that all of a sudden, we get near the end of it, and soon as Abby's assistant announced that basically announces that Abby can be on in 10 minutes, and but we can all start warming up and stuff. And so I'm warming up, freaking out, pacing around my room, freaking out because I'm I can't let her down, knowing that acro's not my area, and that I didn't want to expose myself and be really bad at it, and then make her say, and sorry, you're not a favorite anymore. That was my worst nightmare thing. And then what happened though was that we got to the end of acro, and then Abby's going one by one unmuting, and then all of a sudden she gets to me, and then first up, then she's I forget exactly what she said, but something about how I can't let her down, as long as I'm trying, as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and as long as I'm giving it everything I have, that like she can see the passion and I can't let her down, and that I'm not letting her down, and I'm only letting her down if I give up because something's too hard, like something about that, and that I needed that, but it wasn't that like I need that from just anyone, it's that I needed it from her. Because hearing that and like just knowing the Abby Lee Miller is saying that to me, like it just had such a strong impact on me, and that was really good. And I brought up how like I hope that like Bella gets to like I do this with me, like I wouldn't like I hope my friend Bella gets to do this with me someday. And so Bella, if you're watching that, Abby knows who you are. If you're watching this, I mean. And so that was really incredible. And she's like, this is why I do this. And because so yeah. There we go. And go my parents were near. Then after, so like we got through that, and then nothing really like new happened. Like I continuously danced for a really long time, and things kind of stayed like that for an insanely long time, and then October 1st came, and actually somewhere in that time, something that I'm not going to bring up, I'm not allowed to, I'm not going to, but something not good happened. But, and then, and October 1st came, and the squad had been talking about, like, tours for a while, and I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to go, and stuff. And then, this one night, I actually, right before this, something else happened that I'm going to quickly touch on, and then I'm going to leave this topic done, which is that we had an incident, a scary incident for me. So my sister was like planning to do like a little like family Halloween party situation, and that we were planning to go. We ended up not going, and it came down to literally just like 2 reasons. First up, my mom was like tired, and also that's a really long trip for her, and I'm gonna get into this in a minute. And because this kind of happened after the incident. So basically my parents ordered costume. My mom was like, oh, like a fun little like devil costume, and then in mine, I was thrown together. I was gonna go as Kylie, but then JoJo and Kylie broke up, and there was stuff. So, and I ended up not really dressing up. I dressed up like twice, and that was as JoJo, and it was like super thrown together thing for a dance. Then, what happened though was my dad ordered a Chucky costume. Now here's the thing, is I don't really know much about Chucky, and I'm choosing not to because of the fact that like that's scary, and after this incident, like he learned a lesson, and not to order a costume without having it approved by me first, because he ordered a costume, and it was a Chucky costume, and when it first got to our house, like first got to our house, he like put the mask on, and I was like freaked out, like very freaked out, but like I was keeping it together, and then he like took the mask off. I was getting ready to put the outfit on, and then I literally said, I'm gonna use the restroom. So I went into the bathroom, closed the door, I locked the door, freaked out. Like, freaked out really bad, and then I'm scared. Then I literally said, like, I'm scared, and, like, then, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm like, okay, so I'm like, do you have the mask on? Like, because the outfit itself wasn't too bad, like, not the greatest, but, like, for me, like, it wasn't too terrible. And then I literally, like, he's like, no. And then I unlocked the door and I, like, peeked down the hallway both ways, didn't see him. And I, like, started, like, I went into the living room and my mom, like, forget he had the mask. And I ran into the laundry room, closed the door, freaking out. And my mom, all of a sudden I heard my mom say she's never gonna let you wear that mask. Like, I was I'm very much traumatized by this in, like, a scary way. Anyway, and then let's just say, like, I had some long nights. The next, like, couple nights were very, very long. And actually what happened was we got through one night, it was long, really horrible. And then the next day, in class, like, at this point, like, my dad put the outfit up and stuff, and in class, and then he's like, he looks up to see if Chucky's kid friendly, which it isn't, and it says, and 13 and older, or I'm gonna disapprove that and say, do not watch, and if you do decide to watch it, which I do not recommend, I did not see it, but, like, I saw, like, the outfit and it was freaky. If you do decide to watch, because I can't control you, don't say anything in, like, the comment section and on my Instagram or TikToks or DMs, okay? Like, just don't. And just know I warned you not to watch it. So, yeah, and if you do decide to watch it, make sure you are 13 years old or older. But I would recommend a much later age of never. But when you look it up, it says 13 and older. So then, and basically then, and my dad, like, tells me, like, a little bit about, like, a little bit of what's in it, and I'm like, did you not already learn your lesson? Like, you learned your lesson, and then I'm like, stop, and he's like, okay, I'll stop. And then we went through an even harder night, because then I knew details, and then the next day, he's like, what do you want me to do with it then? I'm like, get rid of the mask, and he's like, what do you want me to do with it? And I'm like, take it to the dump. And he's like, okay, I can do that. And he took it to the dump. Truthfully, I didn't believe him fully. Because sometimes my dad just kind of said things. And at first he said he hid it where I'll never find it. And I'm like, put it in a box where I know where it is so I can avoid it. And he's like, no, you'll never find it. Like, don't worry, you won't even know it's here. And I'm like, then he took it to the dump because I told him to. So, yeah, to leave that topic, October 1st, then the other reasoning that we didn't go to the party was because of the fact that, like, I was going to Squad Tour in a few days. So, October 1st came, and actually the night before, or this is actually thank you to the squad and, like, Squad Tour, because if it weren't for that, I would still be having nightmares about that mask. Because actually this put an end to the long night because I had something else to think about. So I looked up Squad Tour, like, and I'm like, just to get jealous of people who are going and all of that. And then I saw that they were coming 5 hours away from us. And, like, I saw that, like, oh, maybe it might actually happen for me. The next day I brought it up because we didn't have a big gift yet for my birthday or, like, something, like, planned, really. And then basically what happened was that then literally what happened was the next day I brought it up to my parents. They're like, well, I brought it up to my mom. She's like, talk to your dad. So I talked to him. He looked into it, and then next thing you know, he showed me the tickets, and he's like, I got you VIP, and I'm like running around the house screaming, yes, yes, like just so excited, like I'm jumping up and down, and my mom's like, why is she so excited? And I'm like, he got me the tickets, and get VIP, and like, she got excited over it, like, she was like, okay, it's a lot of money, but like, you're turning 16, like, this one time, we'll let it happen this time. Then, and like, I was counting down the days. I was really excited. Also, in October is when I ordered Petite and Pretty stuff for the first time. Ordered a bubble bag. I look back on it and I really shouldn't have ordered that. I should have ordered something else because I didn't realize you get a free bubble bag. Like, mine literally, every time I ordered from them, I got a free bubble bag. It doesn't come with a sticker, and the one that I bought comes with a really fun, nice sticker. But I like it. Then, so that was like a lot of fun, and then basically, so anyways, like, a lot of fun and stuff, but then, and Squad Tour came, I did Squad Tour, and then soon later is when Julia announced that she was doing a free subscriber Zoom call. That happened, and that was kind of like, I'm like, oh, like, at some point, yeah, I met Presley from Dance Moms, I met Hannah from Dance Moms, and I did ALDC boot camp on Zoom. All of that was really incredible. So overall, 2021 was a fabulous year for me. Yes, it did have some downs, but it was mostly fabulous.